Hey there, I'm Richard Matharoo. It's Thursday. That means it's Free Coaching Thursday. I've got 4 questions for you today, asked by my audience. Who knows, this could be the burning question you've got on your mind. Let me answer it for you, give you some practical application so you can make a difference in your business today. I'll be right back. Okay, so let's look at the first question, which is, which multi-level marketing companies offers the most value to their customers? So I'm not going to give you specific company recommendations. I think that would be negligent of me. I don't want to say, oh, this company is better than that company. You know, you're a smart person. You can lay this framework I'll give you on top of the company and make your own decision. See, I see 3 different types, in fact, of network marketing companies, multi-level marketing companies. It's the same thing. The first one are not really multi-level marketing companies. They're literally some kind of pyramid or Ponzi scheme where someone in a dusty garage somewhere, usually who's done this before and been in trouble with the law, they just say, hey, get in now, become a member, you know, we'll figure the product out, or there's some kind of like half-assed product that doesn't really do anything. It's just existing to try and get around compliance. You know, when you look at the product, it's cheap, or it's just well overpriced, or really it's all about recruiting. That's all they're looking to do. Get other people, sell them on the dream of, hey, you can become a millionaire, hey, you can become a millionaire, hey, you can become a millionaire, and no one really actually looks at the product. No one actually really is paying any attention other than recruiting, right? There's usually people at the top who have got huge lists, huge audiences, they make a fortune, then they use that and dangle that carrot in front of other people. That, for me, is not a real multi-level marketing company, but I'll include it because there's quite a few around. Within 1 to 2 years, they're gone, they're shut down, the law catches up with them, and we can identify them very quickly. The second is a multi-level marketing company, but the product is only existing really to legitimize, you know, the company model. It's better than the first one I just mentioned, but it's still not offering true value to the customers because the product is inflated in price, but there's no inflation in value. What do I mean by that? Well, I see a lot of health and wellness companies do this. They have the same or very similar product to virtually everybody else in the industry. It's created at the same factory, they just label it differently, yet they'll charge more than someone can go to Walmart or a supermarket and buy it for. The only reason they're marking it up, that extra increase in terms of what the customer is having to pay for the same product, is to pay a representative. So it isn't that the representative is giving them some kind of increase in service. It's actually less convenient. There's usually no bonus, there's usually no value, there's usually nothing on offer that's different about the product than what they could buy elsewhere, but they want to make a commission, so the company bolts on a whole chunk, and that's what they use to pay their downline and their company representatives. Again, I don't feel that offers true value. You could, if you're in a company like that, you could make it more ethical by you building up some kind of bonus package, you being able to offer some true value to your customers. If it's a health and wellness company, well, what about a diet plan that Walmart won't give you, right? What about an exercise plan, or referring a personal trainer, or a bunch of other stuff that they're going to be interested in that you don't charge for and you include as part of them buying supplements from you? That I can get on board with. That for definite is something that would offer value, but most people don't take time to do that. They just sell overpriced supplements or whatever it may be, right? The third, and the category that definitely offers true value, is where the company is product-centered. Regardless of making money, regardless of a compensation plan, you need to look at the company product and say, I would buy that in the same amount and I would be happy to pay that price regardless of being a representative. If you can say yes to that, you're in one of the great companies offering true value to customers, because other people are going to see that value. And hey, they may become representatives simply because it makes sense. And also, if they are representative focused, if they want to build a business, putting a stronger product in their hand, putting a product in their hand that gives them real confidence and they feel good about, they're going to do so much better. I often wonder how many network marketers would do far better simply for moving to a company where they feel good about the product, where they feel confident about what they're offering. Because most don't. Most get in front of somebody and they're like, man, I'm going to probably sabotage myself here without even realizing it because I don't really believe I'm giving you true value. I'm just looking to make money. So have a think about that with the company you're in or about to join. That third category is what you're looking for. A competitively priced product that offers true value to somebody and that's priced because of the true value of that product, standing alone regardless of the money being made. That's what you want to look for when products offering value in MLM. So let's look at the next question. Second question is, do monetized blogs work better in English, or can you write them in your native tongue indifferently? So I'm guessing this is someone whose English is their second language, right? The majority of the world is probably speaking English, right? I think it's the third highest spoken language in the world. So a lot of people create content in English, right? And it's popular blogging in the Western world too. So I would say it depends on your audience. Take a look at the audience that you're able to reach in that native tongue. So, for example, if you live in a really small country that has its own language, I don't know an example of that, but you will know yourself. If it's a really small country and there just simply isn't enough people that would have an interest in what you're blogging about and selling, then that's probably but definitely isn't a good decision, because you just don't have that potential audience there. A great way you can put this to the test is to use the Google keyword tool. So if you go into the Google keyword tool, just type that in on Google and log in there with your usual Google name and password, you'll be able to see the search volume for certain terms. So if you can go in there and you can select which country it's being searched in. So you could look at your country and add a couple that speak the language. So let's say if you're in Spain, you could also add, say, a lot of South American countries, other areas of the world that speak Spanish. If you're Brazilian, you could add Portugal, right, because they speak Portuguese. So add those countries that are in that native tongue, and then type in the kind of keywords that you would want your content to rank for. A keyword means if I go to Google and I'm looking for a blog on how to lose weight, I might type in how to lose weight and get a six-pack. Well, if there's 50,000 people a month typing that in Portuguese, then there is, the space for you to be able to go on and soak up 50,000 people there just for that one keyword. So take a look at the actual demand before you create the supply. Go to the Google keyword tool, add the countries where you are going to be promoting your content in, and see if people are searching for the type of verbiage, the type of words and keywords that you would be creating content on. That's the way to do this practically, so you don't have to even think about it. So many people get in their own head when they're building a business. Do I think? Just look and see if the audience is there. If the demand is there, then go and supply it, right? So I hope that's helped you with that. Let's look at the third question. How did you start your business if you came from a failed business family? Simple. Your past has nothing to do with your future. How many times have you seen somebody come from terrible situations, awful upbringings, and they go on to do amazing things? So it doesn't make a difference. For example, I believe it will send you one of two ways depending on your belief in that family failing environment. So for example, my father was never present growing up. Okay, 17 years I didn't see him. So that was painful for me. Looking in the audience, mine's the only dad that's not there in the school play, seeing other people with their dads, or the whole stuff. Some of you may be to relate to this, right? So I had a choice to make when I was becoming a young man. I want to be a father one day. I'm thinking to myself, what kind of father am I going to be? So I have two choices. I can either take what happened to me and say, you know what, there's no wonder I'm going to be an absent father or a bad father or whatever, because, my dad behaved the same way. Or I can say, I remember that feelings that gave me. I don't want to inflict that on somebody else. I believe that was a sign for me to correct those mistakes that were done to me. I was reading a book the other day, and I think it was a Tony Robbins book I'm reading at the moment, and he was talking about a true story about where a psychologist, I believe, was interviewing two brothers from a broken home. Their father was a drug dealer, a criminal, in and out of jail. I think maybe ended up committing suicide. I'm not sure. It was a bad upbringing. It was a bad environment for them. Now, one of the brothers, they were both, I think, they're twin brothers, same age, same household, same experiences. One brother followed the path of his father. He's in and out of jail. He's dealing drugs. The other brother from the same mother, he went on to do fantastic things. Happy family, had 3 children, all of them were clean, none of them into drugs, all of them no trouble with the law, happy, working hard. He worked his way up to a good job in his firm. And the psychologist asked them both, why did you think your life turned out this way? And they both gave the same answer. paraphrasing virtually the same answer. They said, well, what else did I expect with the father that I had? See, they'd taken the belief of what had happened to them and they'd come at it from different angles. So if you're of the belief that you could never do better than what's been happening in your upbringing, then that may be something you need to get help with. It may just be something that you can kind of, I don't want to say snap out of it, but if it's only a small belief and it wasn't really a difficult upbringing, maybe you can just read some books, get around some influencers, different social peer group, watch a few upbringing, pieces of content, and then move through that with your habits. Now, if something a lot more severe happened to you, and you're still carrying this around on your shoulder, whispering in your ear all the time, you can't do this, you can't do this, you're only going to be this, you're only going to be that, of course you can't do any better, then I would suggest going and getting some help with that. Your local health service, I'm sure there is a doctor's surgery or somewhere where you could call somebody and speak to a professional. Now, if you feel that that's weak, that's part of the problem in itself. To get help is a strength. And if you're serious about building a business, and you want to succeed, and right now you keep telling yourself you don't based off of no evidence other than what's happened in your past, then it is practical, it is smart, it is strong for you to go and solve that, because there will be yourself and the people who are looking at you who your non-success is impacting right now. So it's your belief in what has happened to you that is going to count, and we need to change that. If you can do it yourself, great. If not, go get help for that. Because the sooner you do that, the sooner you can fulfill your potential and stop pretending like your past is the crutch that holds up your excuses. Because it is what it is. I'm not gonna belittle what's happened in your past. I've not walked in your shoes. I don't know how your life has gone. So I'm not going to say that your situation isn't severe. But what do you want to do with it? Do you want to carry it for the rest of your life and be in the old people's home saying I coulda, woulda, shoulda? Or do you want to do something about it and actually make the best of the cards that you've got? It's entirely your choice. Let's look at the final question. What is the easiest way to make $100 per day online? Okay, so this sounds like someone that needs money, right? I've been there. When I first came into the home business industry, I was 50 grand in debt, right? I trusted the wrong people, which was my fault, my choice in business, and we ended up getting stitched up, all sorts of rubbish in our old business. So I was desperate for money, but that caused me to make some mistakes. So if you're looking to get $100 as quick as possible, just realize that doing the right actions, being ethical, being consistent from the start is actually the fastest way. By cutting corners, looking for the secret, that's actually going to be the slowest way, because people won't believe you and you won't do things the right way. If it was so easy copy and paste, well then we'd all just do that, right? So the easiest way that you can make $100 online, in my humble opinion, is to improve your skills and then apply those skills to solve the problems of a particular target market. Now there's many ways in which you can do that. You can be a network marketer, you can be an affiliate marketer, you can build a list and partner up with other joint ventures. You can get a YouTube following and sell other people's products. You could refer people to Amazon, but all of that doesn't count unless you can actually get yourself, your message, your business or product in front of an audience that wants it. It solves a problem or gives a benefit for them, so they're willing to pay money to actually go and take action on that. So the way you do that is you look at what is stopping you from doing that right now. Let's be practical. Why have you not got a following right now? Why could you not go to 20 people today and have them say yes to buying something from you? Do you not even know where to find the people? Work it backwards until you find that weakest link that's pinning up all the failure, right? What's the barrier? So for example, a lot of people may say, well, I don't even know where to find leads. I wouldn't even know who to go to. Okay, so then we need to figure out what group of people do you want to work with? Who do you want to sign up in your network marketing team? Who do you want to sell affiliate marketing products to? Who do you actually want to work with and build an audience and surround yourself by? When we have the who, we can suddenly start to look at the how and the what. What do I want to sell to those people? What's their biggest problem? What could I do to help? Okay, and then how am I going to sell this to them? My advice would be build a simple sales funnel. Drive traffic to that sales funnel. It's a simple way of doing things. You set up a simple funnel. You can use ClickFunnels like I do, richardmatharoo.com/CF trial. That's where you can try this stuff for free for a couple of weeks, see if you like it. But you can set up a simple funnel which has an opt-in page and then has the offer, and you can drive visitors to that front page and let that funnel do the heavy lifting for you. That's a great way of doing things. They can buy right there and then off the page. Get the statistics. How can you improve? You can build a YouTube channel and say, you know what, I'm going to build a huge following of travel enthusiasts, and then refer them to travel-based affiliate products on Amazon. There's loads of ways you can do this, but I want you to think about who you're going to sell to, what you're going to sell them, and then how you're going to go about doing it, the vehicle. If you're specifically a network marketer and you kind of want to get some more education on this stuff, I put a course out there on Udemy, which is I think it's on offer at the moment. You go to richardmatharoo.com/Udemy. This would be if you're a beginner and you have less than 10 team members that you've sponsored online. That course will help you overcome that hurdle. If you're more advanced, then you can just check out some more of my recent posts on richardmatharoo.com. But that is the basics of it. You know, you can do a practical approach and say, okay, looking at what I'm selling, how many do I have to sell to reach $100, and work backwards with the numbers. But really the best thing to do is to get out there in the field with an audience, with a product, with a method of actually delivering that product to them, and then you're going to start to get some actual data, some feedback, and get your teeth into that and make it work. Creating your first 100, or I say your first 1,000 a month, is one of the hardest things to do. Because once you've got to 1,000 a month, then you understand how to get to 2,000 a month. You just have to be able to do twice as much. And 3,000 and 5,000, then you start looking at systems and how you can be more leveraged. But that first 1,000, showing you can do it, that first 100, making that first sale, is tricky, is challenging. You just got to believe it's possible and be smart about it using the tips that I just gave you. So I think that's the fourth and final question it is. I wanted to make sure you got this content today. I wanted to answer all these questions today. I got them this week. I was like, these are all good questions. I want to put them all in this video. I know it's a little bit longer than usual, but maybe one of the questions stood out more than the other. I hope you got maybe one sentence, 1 point, something of value. If you did, I purposefully don't sell anything like in these videos. Like I never talk about particular companies or anything like that. So if you're a network marketer, you can feel safe and comfortable to refer this to your audience or to your team so they can get the help they need. Saves you having to say it. And I find a lot of times I adopt the role of like the cool uncle. You know, like I can say all sorts to my daughter, all sorts to the kids at school, but if someone half my age who's like a cool uncle says the same thing, they're like, wow, it's genius. Perhaps in your team, you're saying the same things that I am, but just from a different voice, people may suddenly take note and listen. Who knows? I hope I can help you in that way at some point. Go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye for now.